KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
All right, here with Invicta FC fighter Brogan Walker-Sanchez, home after picking up a win over Emily King via submission. You went back to your old stomping grounds for some final training this time around.
Having to be out there to help my mom and my family through some things. So I was there at the beginning of the summer. As you know, my other occupation is I'm a teacher, so it just kind of worked out where I was there at the beginning of the summer. I was training, like you said, in my old stomping grounds, and then they called me after about a month of training to see if I wanted to fight in August. So I just had to shuffle some things around, and I made it happen.
Well, getting back in the win column, how good was it to not only come out with the win, but also get the finish?
Every pre-fight interview, they ask if I want to get the finish. If I want, of course, you want that finish. We don't get paid by the minute or by the hour, so it really doesn't matter how much time you spend in there as long as you get the job done. And for me, it was more important for it to just not go to the judges this time. And, a finish is a way to definitively do that. So I'm glad that I was able to do it. Like I said, I was chasing after it for a long time. I knew I could do it. And with all of the training that I've had recently, it was almost, it was real surreal, like getting in there and making it happen.
MMA fighter J.J. Ambrose scheduled to step back into action in Cage Warriors 130 on October 17th in San Diego. You last fought in 2019. How excited are you just to be back in the cage fighting again?
And it's really awesome. Because the last couple of years, we've had a lot of downtime, obviously, with the pandemic going on. Unfortunately, it's opened up, so I'm just really excited to get back into the cage, but also to showcase everything that I'm working on the last couple of years.
Physically, you've always stayed active. Any concern of cage rust?
No, I was thinking about it. I've been fighting since I was about 15 years old. I had my boxing match. So, over half of my life has been spent in the ring, competition, or in the cage, some competition or whatever. So as far as ring rust goes, I just don't think that's an issue anymore. As long as I'm physically in shape, I know what to do when I get in there. Your opponent, Kyle Driscoll, is 12-3 on a 7-fight win streak. How has camp been preparing for your opponent? Camp's been really good. Fortunately, I got a lot of featherweights in the gym. So dealing with that speed and that, it's just a different fighting style. I think every weight class has their thing. Heavyweights obviously pack a lot. Those guys are pretty big for me. I've been fighting at welterweight for the last few years. But going back down to lightweight was kind of where my body actually, and the guy I'm fighting is kind of going up a weight class. So I think it's going to be nice to be the bigger man in the ring for once. Coach Brent Tipton, after 14 years here on Island, you're going to be heading out overseas for another coaching opportunity. Tell us how you were able to land your new position.
Earlier this summer in June, I had been interviewing for a couple of positions within Basketball Australia. All three of them were with high performance positions in one of their states. They have 8 states in Australia. The first week of June, I had accepted a position there with Basketball Tasmania with one of their high performance coach programs. And the week after that, Katie had interviewed for a position in Germany with her current school program with DDES. And it had been a job that she's been wanting for the past 4 to 5 years. And after she had that interview and then was successful with that interview, we decided that moving to Germany and pursuing her job opportunity would be what is best for our family 15 to 20 years down the road. Just with the opportunities that she's going to have to progress in her career, and then the schooling that Soren will be able to receive will be really good to put him on the next step as far as what he needs as education. And I knew that if I was going to put my family first and put their needs above my own, then eventually down the road, I didn't know how long it would be, but eventually down the road, I would find something where I could coach in an environment that was competitive and in a place where I could grow. The common denominator was the director from Porsche Basketball Academy in Ludwigsburg. And we just started talking about philosophy and opportunity. And originally it was just going to be a volunteer position. But it turned out with an opening with the under 19 men that there was an assistant coach. They needed help with their under 19 men. So I'll be assisting David McCray, who is the head coach there with the Porsche Basketball Academy under 19 men's team.
Mindset and philosophy, your approach to the game. Talk about the things you try to instill into your players to help them get better every day.
First of all, KUAM basketball has been so gracious to allow me to invest in the athletes, to invest in the junior program. And I'm ever so grateful for the former president, Tony Thompson, the current president, EJ Calvo, the many coaches that I've worked alongside to help our national players. And I think everything has stemmed from what I've learned through KUAM basketball. Everything that I've learned and have been able to apply has been a result of the opportunities that KUAM basketball has given me. And I think I've boiled those things down to 3 core values for how I want to approach coaching and things that I want to instill in players. The first one, everything comes down to relationships. So I want to make sure that I'm investing in the relationship with my players, coaching them as people first and as players second. The second core value that I've learned and I try to apply is just the holistic development of athletes. And that goes from developing them emotionally, socially, obviously, technically and tactically on the court. And then that last core value, it's just instilling that growth mindset, that mistakes are part of learning, that they need to be challenged with themselves on off the court so that they can grow. And I feel like the environment of the practice setting and the position of a coach is one of the best ways to challenge young people to have that growth mindset.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.